Oh, yeah. It's Monday night. You all know what that means. It's time for some AUSHAMMER. I'm Brinley, or Bryn Shady, and here joining my co-host, Ryan. Give us a shout out,
Yo,
Ryan.
what's cracking? How's it going, man?
Oh, man, I can't complain. It's another fantastic way to end a Monday. We're amongst good people here, and we've had a pretty big day for us doing our thing. It was pretty hot in Brisbane. For those of you who are joining us from international areas, myself and Ryan, we host our AUSHAMMER podcast, north side of Brisbane, which is a sunny little city on the east coast,
Southeast coast of Queensland,
southeast.
home of the terrible Brisbane Broncos.
Yeah, and some other sporting things that occur here. Yeah, because we're up to date with that.
All of it, buddy.
Anyway, that was a pretty cruisy day. Did you get much hobby done today?
Where is it?
Holy shit, he's done something. Oh, dude, did you build that?
Hello.
Help me.
Jono. Glue me properly when you build me, you son of a bitch.
So
no, I just got this back off Jono, who built it for me, because I've got really shaky hands. So when it comes to fiddly stuff, I actually can't build it. And Jono's like a master with this stuff, and somehow he's managed to do this so that his arm moves. So it's like there's actually a joint in there. Anyway, I thought it was really cool.
That's really cool. I didn't know we could do that.
Other than that hobby, I've you can't see it, but I've finished all of my skeletons. Fucking all the skeletons are done, bro.
Can you throw a picture? Have you got a picture of your finished skeletons?
Trying to think if I do. No.
No.
Anyway, they just look like they're just great. They're not painted or anything. But the kits come with some really cool like bits like extra skulls, spears, arrows and shit. So I'm gonna start putting stuff like, you know, the old arrow hat where it goes in here and comes out there, and I'm gonna do all that sort of buzz, man.
So, make it look all crazy.
And now I'm looking at a box of the tree people that I got to build. Yeah, that's about it for me. What about you, dude?
Well, most of the week's been spent. So since last Monday, I kind of just spent a lot of time just priming up. I'll throw out the pictures. We'll show these guys what I've been working on.
Where is it? Which one do you want?
Throw up the Draconian Guard to start with, because that's what I've been working on for most of this week.
Hang on then. Draconian Guard. Here we go. Oh, where is it? There's so many here. Okay.
Yeah, there we go. That's them. We've actually had a fair few submissions this week. All right, so this is a Dracothian
Guard. I don't know. If there's anybody here who's British, could you please tell us how to say the word properly? Thank you.
Yeah, we get really confused really quickly. So this is basically where they're at the moment. This is where I finished them. They're looking really good. They've had all the base colors put down, and they've all had washes applied to them. I was actually really surprised about how long it took me to get to this stage. I've only had like maybe 45 minutes a night to get through here, and I probably just slowed myself down by watching excessive amounts of Netflix. But
maybe you should not do that and finish painting my fucking Dracothian Guard.
Oh yeah, but I've also been putting together your Hurricanum.
Oh, I did see that. That's what you sent me a picture of, yeah.
Yeah, and undercoating every single piece. Yeah, it'll be on there. So yeah, so what I did here was, because there were so many little bits. Yeah, this whole thing was actually covered with bits Friday night, in anticipation for a nice cool Saturday morning spray, because in Queensland we have a big problem with humidity, and over the weekend, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, etc., humidity was sitting at about 70-80%, which really isn't ideal for base coating, especially if you're using Games Workshop black primer. It can turn it quite fuzzy and make it look pretty terrible. So, bit of prior preparation, and I managed to smash out what you can see there, plus the rest of the Hurricanum.
So what we've got in this photo here is, if I'm not mistaken, that's a library little bit, which is going to suck to paint because you've got to do all the books and the potions and stuff. And then you've got the little middle planety bits that spin around each other. It looks like some steps. You've got the horses there that carry the carriage. And then you've just got this random fucking retributor.
Yeah. Well, the rest of the retributor arms and that, they've all been magnetized, so they kind of just actually stuck to this wire frame that I'd made, and so they're actually really, really easy just to paint up. So that wasn't an issue at all. And then that long bit of wire that's up the top, that was actually holding shields and shoulder pads in. So it actually worked really, really well. I was pretty happy with it. It allowed me to get so much undercoated completely. And because you can just turn it around and you just spray through the gaps.
Where you've got these ones done though, like you can see the wire. Does that get in the way or no?
No, because you just hit it from a different angle and it kind of bounces around past it.
Cool.
And gets, so it's actually got really, really good coverage across the entire model. I'll definitely be using this technique again. And yeah, because it had magnets on all the arms and that were on there, they just stuck to it. So it made my job so much easier. I had maybe like 60 bits of plastic undercoated in less than a minute. It was I was really happy with that. Yeah, that was it. But that's been pretty much my my week. Hobby wise, it's been finishing off doing those Dracothian guards, which are nearly finished because the base coats are washed, and so it's just going to be a dry brush and then just fixing up bits and pieces to make it look a lot nicer. And then but this week I probably won't be doing much Stormcast work. I've got my own towel that I have to finish up for a tournament. If you can,
I saw them too. Was that your towel?
Yeah. Throw them up. I'll have a chat.
All right. Where? Give me 1 second. These ones here, isn't it? I recognize that green mat anywhere.
Yeah.
Before I do you like my naming convention? It's just shit.
What did you call it?
It's like a random bunch of numbers. I don't know. Thanks, Windows. Before you actually go into your towel.
Yep.
Dude.
Oi, leave him alone. Leave him alone, you prick.
The fuck is that?
Oi, we've been over my little turd drummer.
I know. I just thought I'd.
The last of it. He just hangs around like a bad smell. He inspired me to paint better.
Little drummer boy.
Yeah, and so yeah, it's not going too bad. So, as part of our podcast, tonight's episode is going to be about doing tournaments and preparing for your first tournament. But firstly, Ryan, can you notice nothing new about the screen that you're looking at with me talking? Can you nothing at all? Maybe higher definition quality, I don't know.
Holy shit, dude. Did you get a new camera?
Yeah, buddy.
Webcam. You got a new webcam? Man.
I got a really sexy full HD 1080p webcam from Genius. It's got this really cool widescreen stuff on it.
Let me just stop sharing so I can see this as well. There we go.
And so I just want to, and so that's like a big shout out to the guys at Home Run Computing, because they actually hooked me up with this. They saw us floundering around in our last podcast, and they're just like, hey man, we can probably sell you something better than whatever it is, whatever.
Yeah, but you know the downside to getting it? You know the downside to getting it, don't you?
You can see my face better?
Yeah, well, okay, so you know the two downsides to getting it, right? The other one is that we've been calling you Brendan Shady because of the beanie, but now I can actually see that you don't have the right hair color underneath that beanie for it. I couldn't see that before with your potato cam.
Wait, leave my potato cam alone.
Dude, that's really cool. That's really cool. And I can even make out the books on the bookshelf in the background and judge you on your reading habits.
There we go.
Right, don't even try to hide it. I saw that how to croquet fucking book at the back there.
Wait, that's totally not mine. That's the other guy's. My other guy. That's the other person. People, this my kids. Who knows? But yeah, so swap back to that picture of my towel.
Jeez, you don't ask for much, do you?
I know, I'm such a needy person.
All right, hang on. There we go.
I'll have a quick crap about what I'm painting at the moment.
Where's your towel? There we go. So that's in there.
This weekend, I'm going to be going to Reconnaissance of Kerr. It's being held at IF. It's a small 500-point 40K event. And I'm probably not going to win because the new Imperial Guard Codex got dropped, but that's okay. It's not a big issue. Basically, what we got here is that some of the troops that I'm going to be taking, so I'm going to be taking Shadow Sun, who's a big black blob on the right. And then I've got some stealth suits that I've got to paint up, and then I've got I've done most of my Pathfinders already, which is the other guy sitting by himself, and then his Pathfinder specialists. And that's going to be pretty much the entirety of my list, backed by some Fire Warriors. But I'm just going to do a couple of small, quick touches on these guys, and as you can see, completely paint Shadow Sun. I'm a week out. I'm not really particularly worried. I'll smash these guys out pretty quickly. It's going to be pretty good, but that's going to be my week this week until Kerr happens, and then we'll go from there. And so it'll be pretty interesting to see.
I'm gonna be honest. They don't look like space fishy, communisty looking guys, especially that one on the right. Kind of, I don't know. I don't understand your fascination with this 40K business.
It's just space communists with guns. Like, what's not to love?
Fuck, you know what? I am going to put up your space fish on eBay, and buy you more AOS with it. Fucking. Anyway,
I've got plenty of AOS. It's all up there.
You need more. Since we're in these photos, do you want to go through a few more?
Yeah. Okay. So we kind of just put a quick call out to a couple of people to submit their entries. Of just stuff that they painted or stuff that they want made fun of. Sometimes we can't really tell which is which. This is from Curtis. Oh wait, yeah, this is from Curtis. This is an orc that he's done. Like,
That's pretty cool.
Dude, that checkerboard on that shoulder is absolutely insane. Like,
no, fuck that. I'm more impressed with the fact that he's had the patience to go around and do all those fucking rivets and buttons and stuff.
No, it's a good paint job. I love it.
Who's this Curtis?
Yeah, Curtis. He's all about his orcs. I'm pretty sure.
Curtis, you could sell those and get some AOS minis real good.
Curtis, don't listen to Ryan. Just keep doing your orc thing, bro.
That's his ass there.
That's his ass. Yeah, check out that orc butt.
Damn. And then there's, I think this is one of his as well. Same paint style.
Yeah, that's his as well. Man, these are good. These are really, really cool. Hopefully he's going to submit some more stuff to us next week. We're just like having a look over it. Oh, that's so cool. I love that.
Actually, you know what? Speaking of orcs,
it's a killer can or something.
Yeah, where is it? Give me 1 second. I've got a couple here as well. Okay, so these are Alex's.
Yep.
Alex is a good friend of the show. So hello, Alex. But check this out. I don't even
check out these.
Yeah, I don't even play 40K, man, and I'd still buy orcs after looking at some of these.
I love look at those orc bikes. Those are wicked. Oh, check this out.
Yeah, I know, right?
There are some talented bastards we know. Oh, look at the smoke on that. Oh, dude, that was awesome.
Look at that.
Oh, tanks.
It's got like the rocket coming out of the fucking thing and everything.
Can you zoom in on that?
I don't know.
Oh,
apparently,
dude.
technology.
That's wicked.
Yeah, he sent me a few, but I'll just show a couple. Because look, he's gone through and done all these fucking the rivets and everything, man. That's beast. What the hell is that?
I think it's like some sort of orc super super battle wagon. I don't know.
It's like a bunch of.
If anyone's watching live, throw info in the comments and let us know how wrong we are.
Well, it's the reason. Ooh, no, that's not them. The reason that's some of his as well. The reason I mention it is because I'm pretty sure that he's actually selling these.
Oh, really?
At the moment, yeah.
Oh, dude, if he's
I saw that. We were talking about it earlier, and he's like, "Oh, I don't really have time for 40K. I really want to get into AOS."
Yeah, fair enough.
And naturally, I was like, "Yep, come join the mass." And anyway, I'm pretty sure they're for sale. So if anybody wants to look at them, drop us a bloody comment in the video or whatever, and I might be able to put you in touch with them if you like orcs. I don't know anything about them. 40K doesn't do it for me, but they look pretty cool. There's a lot of orcs tonight. And there was another one that you sent me as well. I think it was this one.
Okay, so this is by one of my mates, Mark Shaw. He's like a painting fiend. Like this is a Chariot of Tzeentch with an exalted flamer on it. The photo honestly does not do it justice. I haven't seen this model up close, but I've seen some high definition pictures, and this is really this is a beautiful model. Like, and he's done an amazing job at painting it. You know, I promised him I'd roast it, but like as a painter, I have a hard time faulting it. It's just a nice piece.
Well, that's because you're just a soft bitch. But I'll roast it. You ready?
All right, you ready?
You son of a bitch, to whoever it is that painted this. It's far better than any paint job that I'll ever probably produce in my entire life, and I think you're an asshole for that. So thank you very much for your submission.
Yeah, fuck you. Shit.
I really like the flames, if I'm honest. Like, I don't know, these stingrays here, it looks like they're on a Steve-O and hunting trip, but I like the too soon? Is it too soon? Sorry, I'm a Kiwi.
It's been like 10 years.
All right.
No, we've got way better jokes. We're having jokes like the day he died.
So yeah, I actually like it. I couldn't give it a negative roasting. I don't know what this little thing down here is, but it's cool as well. That's pretty cool. There's another couple here as well that I wanted to show. Jono from Warrior Lodge sent a couple in. Here's one. He's doing some Bretonians at the moment. I think it's for Isaac, or maybe some of these are his. I'm not actually too sure. But you never see Bretonians around anymore. And I think that they're bloody awesome. Where's the other one? Oh, there was another one, Ryan, you idiot. You've lost it. Fucking. Anyway, there we go. So he's got this stuff going on as well.
Oh, man, a wizard. Check that out.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Bro, is it just me, or does it look like that's like the pose he's in? It looks like he's just finished doing a Michael Jackson dance routine.
Oh, dude, check that out.
Yeah, it's pretty cool. So
it's wicked.
Yeah, there's a couple. Where is it? There we go. So he's doing the whole, choose your own adventure color theme, because a lot of them all had different colors or whatever, depending on what house they're from.
Oh,
I can't remember a lot of the fluff, but I'm really looking forward to seeing them finished.
This dude, yeah, Chaos Sorcerer.
I actually stole that off Jono. It's on my shelf behind me right now. That's another one of. I don't know if that's supposed to be Gandalf or not, but yeah.
Yeah, I think it's just a Empire.
Yeah, man.
Some description.
A lot of submissions today.
Yeah, really, really good. We love that. That was amazing. That was so good.
Keep sending them in.
Definitely. Keep hitting us up.
I think next week we'll probably have a few more as well from a couple of guys that I know are doing commissions as well. I think we were talking to a couple the other day. So, if there's anybody out there, we'll be showing a few things.
Some stuff.
Yeah, man. Yeah, for sure. Right.
I love it.
Thus ends the art submissions.
Yeah. All right. And so I guess it's on to events that we're going to be covering. Over here.
I'll just wait for Brindley to come back from working on some sort of rap song. No doubt he's just trying to memorize the lyrics. It's
trying to drop
sick vomit on his sweater already. Bryn spaghetti.
I've got spaghetti on my sweater. All right, so at Warhammer Mount Cravat on the 2nd of October, which is gone, my mistake, no need to worry about it. So 14th of October, so this weekend, we've got Open War, which is an Age of Sigmar tournament. There are actually a lot of tournaments happening this weekend. This Saturday, the 14th, is a really popular day. It's insane. Warhammer Chermside on the 28th of October, we've got Age of Sigmar Armies on Parade. And then on the 4th of November, we've got a Shadespire event. Information to be announced. It's looking pretty good. I haven't really looked into Shadespire too much. I think we'll go into it a little bit later in the news. Queensland Northern Knights, we've got on the 4th of November, they've got a Hammer and Sickle double bolt action event. So it's a 2-person double bolt action event, blah, 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 blah. From the Warrior Lodge on the 12th of November, we've got an Age of Sigmar event, which is really exciting. Me and Ryan will be there. I'll be rocking my slaves and...
Shit, that's this weekend.
No, that November, 12th of November.
Oh, God, I was going to say, bloody hell.
We're in October, buddy.
Ready for that. All right, okay.
I'm not ready for you to do it either. I'm still painting your army.
Hey, I do things.
You do, yeah, you do a lot, actually.
I don't. I really don't, especially now that my graphics card's broken. Anyway, moving on.
Ryan does a lot behind the scenes.
No, I don't. I really don't. You know what? This is what I drink and I do things.
We get drunk and talk smack. We don't drink and drive.
We should do. I know. I'm sorry, but we should really seriously do one where every time one of us talks smack about either 40k or AOS, we have to take a shot and actually do a cast.
Can
we do that?
I don't know. We'll have to look into it later. If anyone's a lawyer, hit us up.
I might be too old. I don't know. Last time we drank, I was off for like 2 days. So.
Yeah,
anyway, moving on.
You're a rickety wrecked. Warrior Lodge, 12th of November, Age of Sigmar event, and then the 26th of November, they've got a 40k 8th edition event, which is really cool. Right, so
they do 30k as well, those guys.
Yeah, they do 30k. They do 30k as well, which is true.
Can your Tau do 30k?
No, they went around then. They were like cavemen.
So in the space of 10,000 years, your cavemen managed to do all the stuff that they... Right.
Yeah.
Man, see, this is why you should... Okay. All right. Sorry. Carry on. I'm sorry.
Doesn't matter. The fluff is irrelevant.
You're irrelevant.
You're irrelevant. Okay, so we actually had one of the lads from Ace Comics and Games, Annalie, actually hit us up when we put a call out earlier last week. So 14th of October, so this Saturday again, there is a Pub Hammer event happening at obviously Ace Comics and Games Annalise store. It's a 40k event, $10 entry, 9 to 5. I've been to this store before. It's a great place to go. It's got some nice shops around there. It's really cool to hang out. I enjoy being there. The guys seem great. And I'll be honest, if you go on their Facebook, the prizes look really cool. I think it's like Pub Hammer beer steins. So
that's really cool. I've actually seen that store. It's not one of those crampy stores either. So
there's a decent amount of space. It's actually really good. And then down south side, so we're still in Brisbane. Down south side, we have Irresistible Force, 14th of October, this Saturday, Reconnaissance of Kerr. I'll be there. Don't let that deter you. It should be good. Should be a good event. 500 points. Reconnaissance event. Get your ticket now, because if you're thinking of going, chances are Murphy's Law, it'll probably sell out. If you decide to buy it at the last minute, I reserved my ticket ages ago. I'm super excited. I'm going to be bringing my Tau. It's going to be a fun force. It's going to be a fun day. It's going to be really exciting. All right, so now moving down to Canberra, we have a store called 3D6. Thanks for shouting out to us, guys. On the 28th of October, they've got Hastelitude, which is going to be using your large Warhammer 40k Knight models, so your Knight Titans, and basically it's a Renegade tournament, and it's 40k/30k. It's a narrative campaign. I think it's going to be really cool. There's definitely jump onto the 3D6 event.
Can I enter with
3D6? No, they have to be like a foot tall. They're huge.
Yeah, hang on.
Apparently, he's got a knight. Does he have a knight? Do you actually have a knight? Oh, fuck off.
No?
It's a giant cream egg. In tomorrow's podcast, we'll be covering the difference between a cream egg and Warhammer 40k. There's some differences made on
AUSHAMMER, Ryan gets diabetes.
Get diabetes. We shouldn't joke about that. It's a problem these days. Okay, so that's 3D6. Also down in Canberra, we have CanCon. So that's from the 26th to the 28th of January next year. So 2018. That's when CanCon's going to be kicking off. There's a big 40k ITC Australian Championships, and there's also going to be an Age of Sigmar tournament. I think we spoke about it last podcast. It's a huge event.
Yeah, it's the biggest to happen in Australia. Like that's as big as it gets, man. It's massive. So
it's the biggest tournament there is. It puts every other tournament to shame. It's huge.
Yeah, that's right. If you've got the cash for a ticket, get your ass down there and represent. It's going to be awesome.
Yeah. If you can come, if you're from Brisbane, go down there. Kick ass, have a good game. We'd love to see some local boys smashing up the meta in Australia. This is literally going to be, this is for placings. This is the biggest event there is. Everyone who is anyone in the wargaming world will be there, throwing their armies out, throwing their lists out, be it 40k, Infinity, Age of Sigmar.
Some people already have. If you go to Doom and Darkness's YouTube channel, a couple of the guys from Doom and Darkness, so Michael, and I'm sorry to the prisoner of Her Majesty, I can't remember your name.
Only your second fellow. I was listening to him today. He's actually really informative. He did a battle report against Slaveneth.
No, it wasn't. I was watching one. I think I was watching one against, because he's got this list now that he's put together with Stormcast, and he did a bat rep against. Sylvaneth. Yeah, you're right. The tree people. Yeah. And
that's it.
I mean, okay, so that list is going to be at CanCon, so just go and check it out.
Hit it up.
And I know Michael's taking a pretty tough list as well. So
it's gonna be crazy. Yeah. This crazy Star Drake's just gonna be eating stuff left, right, and center.
For real.
The battle report, that was really cool. I enjoyed that. All right, so that's Canberra. That's CanCon. Then heading over to Sydney, we've got an event called the Coalition of Filth. It's going to be held in St. Petersburg, Sydney. I'm pretty sure at the St. Petersburg Warhammer store, 21st of October. Again, October is very, very popular. And then Gamescube Parramatta. We've got on the 20th of October, we've got the Ashes of Pyre. It's a 30k narrative campaign, and it's continuing. They're up to stage 4. If you want to get in on it, it looks amazing. These guys love their stories. Definitely check it out. They look like it's going to be an absolute blast. If you're into that, head down and check it out. And so, yeah, that's it. That's everyone's tournaments. People have sent in their tournaments. If you want your event covered by us, just hit us up on social media or comment on the YouTube page. It's not. We're happy to hit you up. The more information you give us, the more information I can talk about during the event section. It's pretty easy. We love doing it. We love hearing about local events. We love promoting local events, and we love promoting events around Australia.
Yeah, and the more you guys all get to the events, the more TOs are going to go, fuck yeah, we should make another one. And that's just better for all of us. Definitely get to as many of them as you can. I go to as many as my wife will allow me to be away for.
Yeah, that's it. That's the big one for all you single blokes out there. No excuse, except for maybe driving, or unless you're like, yeah, doing other stuff. By all means.
That. Actually, speaking of growing the community and all that, I took my kids to the library the other day because I'm a good dad, and so I'm there chasing around these two kids, like, put the book down, pick the book up. No, you can't get a DVD, you know, all that sort of shit. Like, no, your mum will not let you have 50 Shades of Grey. You're 8. It was a stressful fucking experience. Anyway, when I was there, they got this big TV there, and it was like, Minecraft club, and then there was some other club, and then there was
Minecraft club. That's awesome.
Yeah, there was all these clubs, and then would you believe it, Warhammer club at a library for kids.
What?
Yeah, man. Yeah. I can't remember what the library's called. Anyway, there you go.
Yeah.
So it's even.
Is it just a local one near the shops? Is it a local one near the shops?
Yeah.
Wow, a Warhammer club, hey?
Yeah. I saw a post.
I mean,
poster, a thing on the TV for it. I thought that was pretty awesome.
For kids. It's for kids, though, right? Like.
Well, yeah, I'm pretty sure you couldn't show up with your beanie and be like, "Oh, I'm here to play against some 10-year-olds at Warhammer."
Oh, you got to get a couple of wins in to feel good. Jesus.
Yeah, by the end of the day, you'd be standing on the table in the library. No child can beat me.
I am the greatest and the oldest here.
No, it's just, I remember actually suggesting that somebody actually do that to grow the local community, like 6-7 months ago now. And I was like, maybe it's them. It wasn't them. So
yeah.
But still, somebody's taken the initiative, and I reckon that's awesome. So if by some, I don't know, fluke, whoever organised that is reading this, thank you. They are our future enemies at the table. So
yeah, that's it. Yeah. Raise up the next generation. Keep these old men, especially Ryan, busy making you whack faggot lists.
Yeah, so you can paint them.
Yeah, so I can.
Anyway, moving on. I just thought that was cool. But
yeah, wicked. No, it's cool, man. That's really good. So that's all the events I got.
I have one.
Yeah. So as some of you may have known, we changed our YouTube name to AUSHAMMER because we had a few people getting confused when they clicked on the Legion, the 21st Legion header, and they're like, "Is this you guys? I can't see. Don't know what's going on." So I actually accidentally changed it today. I just wanted to see if the name would switch over, but
see, this is why we can't have nice things, Brinley.
Yeah, and I accidentally changed it, so it ended up being AUSHAMMER Warhammer Gaming Community. I'm just like, oh, I'll see this is available. Click change. I don't know why. I don't know.
We will. Anyway, we'll work on changing the rest of the banner and all that sort of stuff during the week when one of us gets enough time to do it.
Ryan was just like, Ryan just kind of hit me up and he was just like, "Did you do that?" I'm like, "Did I do what?" He's like, "The name's changed." I'm just like, "Oh no, yeah, I did that."
Yeah, I think changing it to just to AUSHAMMER will say clear up any confusion people might have about our name and all that sort of thing, or our associations, blah 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 blah. So we will be updating all of that this week. It'll be done by the end of the week. That much I can guarantee.
Yeah, some sexy new thumbnails. It's going to be wicked. Yeah, so for all of you who are here now, this is AUSHAMMER. We're not going anywhere. We're not going to change.
We're just going to keep doing our thing. Break into a rap about it, or can we move on, Bryn Shady? Fucking hell.
All right, let's do the news. What's happening in Age of Sigmar?
Yep, sweet, because nobody cares about 40k. It's shit.
Wait, fuck off.
all right. So, no, in all honesty, like, I can never play the game, but God, I want to buy all of their minis.
Oh, God, they look amazing.
Yeah.
All the fish people.
Oh, dude, no, fish, please, come off it. Mate, if you're not loyal to the Emperor, who are you? Really? We all know that that's just Sigmar. Anyway.
Just Sigmar?
Just to start an argument in chat, I'm pretty sure the Emperor is Sigmar.
Do you have many people with us tonight?
We do actually. Who've been talking? Hello to Alex for a start, but give me 1 second.
G'day, Alex. What's going on?
All right, here we go. So, Shadespire. I really don't care about anything else Age of Sigmar related today because I'm just really keen for Shadespire, and that's mostly because it looks really cool.
What do you like about it?
Yeah, well, that's dropping. If you haven't gone to the website yet, I think you can get to it through Games Workshop, but it's basically called WarhammerUnderworlds.com. Go to WarhammerUnderworlds.com, and the website's really cool. It goes through, basically, you've got a bit of information about the game. You've got your warbands there because you've got the Garrick's Reavers and a bunch of others. Anyway, there's a Death one, there's a Stormcast one, there's a Chaos one, there's some Iron Skulls Boys or something. It looks really cool. The minis look awesome.
Are these new minis or they made new skulls?
No, so they're new, right? They're
Yeah.
they're new minis, but you only get like 3, 4 or whatever. It's a handful of minis.
Nice.
Who you could then take and like for the dead ones, you can chuck them back into your army as like skeleton warriors or whatever, but they just look heaps cooler. So I've got to try not to buy a whole bunch of the boxes just to mix up my army because it looks really cool. And
so you're gonna buy some to mix in with your force?
No, don't say that because you know that I'm trying to save for other stuff.
Yeah, this is true. Like a new computer that may or may not have crashed due to corrupt image files.
I'm not even,
or
I went to play Vermintide and it won't run.
It won't run on the highest setting.
No, I don't know. I haven't tried on the lowest setting. Anyway, yeah. The other thing as well is I've noticed that G-Dubs, like Total War, I know it's not Age of Sigmar or 40k related, but Warhammer, Total War, Warhammer 2. If you haven't played it yet, so good. So good.
Really cool graphics?
I wouldn't know because my graphics card's busted. I've just been watching gameplay of it on YouTube and I did manage to crack out one game of it a while ago when it first came out. Not that long ago, but yeah. And it's really cool, dude.
Yeah.
Really cool. So and now they're like, you've played the game, now buy the minis.
Like what?
So yeah. So,
I don't want to open this. I don't want to open this can of worms. I don't want to do this. No,
So somebody at G-Dub's like, "Oi, you know it'd be really cool. So we've got all these nerds, right, and they're hooked on this game now, and they're going to be buying all they're going to be buying all the little expansion packs that we release for the next 12 months for Yonks. But everybody likes a collector's edition. More. Everybody likes the minis. More. So they're like advertising that, but it's going to be cool. And then the other thing as well, I still want to remind everybody about the Seasons of War Firestorm stuff. Go on the website and have a look. What else? There was something else as well. I got a mat.
Oh, what sort of mat?
A fat mat.
Pray tell, a fat mat.
Everybody
roll it out and show us, or what?
Okay, hang on a second. So basically what happened was I went, you know what would be cool if I had a mat, and because I don't actually have a mat, we've been using your one, and that's really not cool all the time because you have to bring stuff. So I was like, get one.
I don't mind bringing stuff.
And it's called. So we're just gonna be playing on this one probably, hopefully, maybe next week, with a little luck.
Show us your black magic.
Okay, it's coming. All right, here we go. So for those of you that aren't aware, and this mainly goes for you if you're in Australia, tablewar.com do some freaking awesome mats, and they're pretty bloody well priced as well. So let me share my screen.
Can't wait to see it.
Can you see that now?
Yeah, man.
So okay, so that's the one that I decided to get because, as you know, I've been through good fella Ashley, another friend of the cast of AUSHAMMER, the AUSHAMMER family, does 3D printing for like terrain and stuff like that. And anyway, he's doing up some like cottages and things like that. So it's going to look really cool on the map next time we play as well. Yeah. So for any of you out there that want a map or anything like that, these guys are pretty awesome. Yeah. That's AOS, buddy. Oh, Screamception.
Cream.
The level of professionalism we have here.
We're all over these transitions.
Yeah, mate, at least we're consistent, all right?
Yeah, we're consistently terrible.
All right, now give me a 40K shit. Come on.
All right. So it's been a pretty big week. In the week for 40K, like as we covered last week, a lot of Death Guard models have been released, and so we'll just go through a few of them. Basically, you've got your new multi-part plastic Death Guard that have come out. So that's a big deal. So it's a big change up from like the snap together miniatures they released in the starter sets. So these are looking really cool. They're great for conversions. A lot of people have been really looking forward to multi-part plastic Death Guard nearly as much as multi-part plastic Sisters of Battle. I don't know if that's too soon, but we might see them one day. And then we got so you got your Marines, you got your Death Guard Plague Champion, who's got like this massive Fists of Death and this cool little Nurgle Grot who's just strutting his stuff down the bottom. I think we've all seen it. It's a pretty cool picture. And then we've got Death Guard Plague Marines Icon Bearers. Of course, we've got the Plague Burst Crawler that's coming out as well, and then the Photon Bloat Drone. I've seen the Crawler up close. It looks like an amazing kit.
You're on for a sec, buddy.
It's exactly what you think it would look like in terms of a Nurgle tank. Then a little bit more Death Guard. We've got the Foul Blight Spawn, which is just a really gross grenade throwing dude. He's just a nasty sort of guy. And then we've got the Plague Surgeon, and then what else have we got? Plague Surgeons, Death Guard, Biologist, Putrefiers, and Scribius Wrench, the Tallyman. And of course we got Typhus, Herald of the Plague God. He's not so as you can see, Death Guard's got a hell of a lot of range. They've come out with like it's exploded. Like you've got, from what we saw that was originally released in the box set to what they've been giving us now is phenomenal. It's a really cool looking set. They've done some really amazing sculpts and molds. I'm not a huge fan of the paint scheme that they've chosen. I've been always more of a fan of the grimdark stuff. I think I've whined and bitched about this before, but I'll complain about it a bit more because exactly what I do. Ryan, as you can see, he's got a gigantic fat mat. I hope either that or it's
Isaac just showed up at the front door and was like, "You fat mat arrived, buddy."
Oi, why didn't you bring him in? He could like just jump on.
That's well, I didn't even think of that.
Why do you? Oh, never mind. Next time. Okay, so anyone who shows up at our front door will suddenly be included in our podcast, regardless of who you are. So Christmas time, we're gonna have some carolers going on. It's gonna be wicked.
Actually, you know what? Now that you mention it,
they're gonna be confused.
Isaac,
now
you've just interrupted cast. Punishment means attending cast.
Attending cast.
I'll get him on.
Wicked. We'll get someone on. I'll just do my thing, and then
we'll make him do a bat rep.
Oh yeah, and then back to 40K. We still got the Asher Militarum Codex that has dropped. It's a huge deal. They've got some absolutely brutal units that are coming in. I know I'm going to be facing a lot of Asher Militarum coming up into the next tournament. And from what we've all seen, they've only gotten scarier. The tanks are insane, depending on what regiment you take. Catachans are insane again. They're super strong. It's just
what are Catachans again?
So they're the bald-headed Australians, 40k Australian people.
Yeah,
they just look amazing. Jungle fighters, Catachan jungle fighters.
Yeah. Sorry, I was listening to an audiobook on a hobby the other night about them, I think.
Yeah, really, really cool.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure they've had a couple of audiobooks coming out. Just flicking through the White Dwarf at the moment just to see if there's any new books that they're going to release. They've got the data cards. They've got the Seasons of the Firestorm. Yeah, that's already been covered. The Battlefield in a Box, Moonbase Callius. They've got that out. You get some terrain. You get a map which is two-sided, which is pretty cool. It's looking pretty interesting. Don't know if I'd buy it. Like, I'm for veteran players, it's not really a go-to sort of thing because most of us have a fair amount of terrain. But who knows? It might look pretty good. For books, we've got Ruined Storm from Horus Heresy. We've got Lorgar, Bearer of the Word. We've got a couple of other books that we'll leave for next week to mention and have a chat about. I love my 40k books. It's always really, really interesting to see what's going on. But other than that, news for 40k, that's pretty much it. Astra Militarum has pretty much just dominated the news feed over the last week, just with all the crazy combos people are throwing out there. It's gonna be interesting. Imperial Guard, for the first time in probably like 3 editions, are actually insanely competitive. And they've made it in a way that it looks really cool. Like, they're not going to be impossible to beat, but they're definitely a lot harder than they were. It's
Are they? So they sound like Free Guild.
Yeah, you're not wrong. Free Gold is old Empire for those of you who aren't savvy with the Age of Sigmar lore.
So I'm guessing you have like a whole bunch of Horde fucking infantry guys and then some big ass beastie mechanical shit behind it to back up the fact that they're puny mortals or something. Yeah
pretty much. Think a modern military, but still using World War One tactics of just mass infantry assaults.
The Gentleman's War. All right, yeah, that makes sense. All right, cool.
Yeah. That's probably the easiest way to put it. I mean, that's basically the mentality of the Guard, is that they're expendable as hell. Like, you either force the enemy to run out of ammunition by throwing your men at it, or you just get your men to clog the enemy's guns with their own blood. So,
well, see, that's actually quite World War II Russian-esque. So I'm surprised your space fish aren't more like that. But anyway,
they value their lives.
For the greater good, buddy. For the greater good.
For the greater good.
One carries the gun, one carries the ammo. Them's the rules.
That's the
all right,
rules.
so that's a lot of 40k stuff, man.
Yeah, it's been a big.
I wasn't aware people actually played that game.
This again. Come along to a tournament. Come along to a tournament, you prick.
I did once. I fell asleep. I can't remember how it went.
Stop putting your death models together with your giant dick fingers and come along and roll some dice.
I'll have you know that all I've put together is the skeletons. All right. Sir John of the Priest has put together the rest. Because
he's a nice fellow. Nicer than I am.
Yeah, my shaky dick fingers don't let me do much. So yeah. All right.
But yeah, that's it for news. I can't think of anything else that's really been happening. I mean, obviously Australia's gearing up for CanCon because that's our biggest tournament.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gearing up for my tournament. You're gearing up for 12th of November.
Yeah, which I just had a fright about, thinking it was this weekend. I was like,
yeah. So I mean, like it'll. And it's going to be a really busy weekend. This Saturday is huge. We've got Irresistible Force. They're doing Reconnaissance of Kerr. We've got Ace Comics Annalie. They're doing Pubhammer. There's up here somewhere, Age of Sigmar has got an event on at Warhammer Mount Cravat. Like that's 3 tournaments in the Brisbane area. That's huge. Like
and I think if you want just a casual game as well, swing down to, I think Warrior Lodge is on Sunday as well.
Yeah.
So at the Kalanga Tavern.
And the Legion of Wargamers are doing a meetup or something sometime soon.
I'm not too sure. Check the Legion of Wargamers Facebook page. They'll have
check their Facebook page. They'll tell you about it.
Dude, that is a busy weekend. That is a mighty busy weekend.
That is a busy weekend. That's the only reason I'm not going to Pub Hammer is because I was already booked into Irresistible Force Reconnaissance of Kerr. But I would have loved to.
When's that on?
Which one, Kerr?
Yeah.
So Kerr's this weekend, this Saturday.
Saturday. So Saturday, not Sunday. Yeah. Okay. I'm just wondering if maybe I can, I don't know, maybe we can hold hands and go together. We'll see.
It's up to you, man.
Yeah. It'd just be nice to catch up with the guys there. So.
Yeah, man. They're a cool group. I look forward to playing with them. So like all these tournaments, it kind of segues us pretty neatly into what we're going to be talking about.
Oh, that was smooth, Brindley. That was smooth.
Oh, look at this. We're getting good at doing like podcasting and stuff.
Mate, any smoother and I can slip and slide.
Slip and slide. It was pretty good. So, Ryan, you haven't done too many tournaments.
Shut up.
Which is okay because you've only been playing for a little while. Like that's not a big thing. I mean, I was playing for like a good I was painting and modeling for like a good 10 years, like 9-10 years before I decided to really start doing tournaments and major events. So like tournaments aren't for everyone. Like, let's be honest. Like it's a big time commitment. It's a big day. You've got to do a lot to get there.
And planning and preparation and then painting.
There's a lot. If you want to do well and you want to have a good time, you've got to put in like a fair amount of effort to get there.
Oh, sorry, Brinley.
Man.
Can you just clap 3 times for me?
No, whatever.
Come on. All right, and me too. That was for Scott Holmes, who's just figured out how to use text on his iPad.
Oh, Scotty, good job, buddy. That's brilliant.
Mm-hmm.
That's good effort.
Okay.
Yeah, good. So, so there's a lot of tournaments going on. This week we're talking about how to prepare for a tournament.
Yeah.
We'll probably be going into the actual playing at a tournament at another podcast. We'll probably do it next week after I've done a tournament. This will be a good refresher for me. But yeah, so I'm gonna crack on into it. Ryan, you ask any questions that you can think of as we're going, because I've got my transcript here that I didn't send to you in time. So we're just gonna go off
for a guy who prides himself in being highly organized, you're a dick.
Yeah, it was. Yeah. It was a busy. But it's like, because I was thinking, I was just sitting there at lunch. I'm just like, I don't need to send this to Ryan. I can do this later. And then, like, I just next thing I know, we're on a podcast.
The whole "why do today what you can put off till tomorrow" thing.
Exactly.
Procrastinated the shit out of sending me a single message, and now, okay.
Cool. But I write this stuff up, so like, it's not like I'm just.
That's right. I'll just chime in and talk shit when
I'm just not like shitting out of things. So okay, so when you're preparing for a tournament, I think the biggest thing to do is that you need to pick, especially if it's your first or even second tournament, a really good thing is to pick a tournament that's about a month out. So firstly, your month out preparation. We're going to break it down to timings as you're leading up to the tournament itself. Okay, so a month out. Some of the things you're going to need to be looking at, right? So you want to read the player's pack. You want to have a good understanding of what's going on. There's a good chance a player's pack is going to change in the month that it's going to be leading up to the event. But if you have a good idea of what you're doing, it's not going to change too much. Events don't really usually change drastically enough to throw you completely off balance. You might just have to take a new HQ choice or a new battle line. So we're going to do this in a format that covers any tournament, really, be it 40k, Age of Sigmar, Infinity, anything that involves miniatures, rolling dice, and painting. those are your requirements for basically if you're wanting to listen to this tournament info. All right, so read your players pack. Every tournament organizer is going to release a players pack. Like if it's an official tournament with money, there should be a players pack so people understand what's going on with their tournament on the day. Your players pack usually includes timings, restrictions, event location, parking, all the stuff that you need to know to get there on the day to start rolling dice and what to start rolling dice with. So after you've had a look at the players pack and you work out what sort of tournament it is it going to be a big tournament? Is it going to be a small tournament? Is it going to be an escalation tournament where you start with a small force and slowly build your force up to a bigger force over the period of a day?
And then there's also like, do you need to put together a display board for your army?
Yeah, exactly. Is it going to be is there going to be a really big painting competition? Is that a really
on
good
display,
way to...
man? Fuck yeah,
man. Oh yeah, armies on display, guys. Armies on Prey, get that stuff out. We love seeing our armies on boards and all that other cool stuff.
Yeah,
so,
except for Brenly because he can't paint for shit.
Yeah, I'm just a terrible painter. I've got no idea what I'm doing.
Oh, you got dick fingers.
Okay, got dick. It's my dick fingers. Help! I
can't use my hairbrush.
Help me! My fingers are stuck together from gluing skeletons.
Shut up! Carry on with your bloody cast, you asshole.
Right. So with all that information in hand, you need to decide what army to take, or what force to take, or what individual models that you're going to need for this tournament. So a good place to start is, what have you got that's already painted? Do you have time to paint the stuff that you want to take that isn't painted? Do you need to buy stuff? Are you going to be going super competitive, or are you going to be writing a really cool, fun, fluffy list to just play a couple of games, just to have just to roll some dice? Like every tournament you go to, you don't have to be competitive. You can be. I was on the competitive scene last year. That was really fun. I enjoyed it. It's a lot of pressure, but you learn a lot. I did okay. I did pretty well for what I did. But a lot of people just go there to roll dice, play a cool army, which I think is just as fun. So basically, if you're gonna write a fluffy army, write something that's not going to get totally stomped on. You're not going to have a good time if you're just setting up models and removing models. Like, it's not going to be fun until you're your second or second last game after you've gone through that round robin sort of pairing that they tend to do.
So what are you saying, that it should be extremely fluffy but always contain at least 2 knights?
Yep. And a Mangus, if you can, you can take a Mangus as well.
All of that in a Dark Eldar army.
Yeah, just mash it in. You got allies. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
No, just take your fluffy army. Make it competitive if you want to have a good time. If you're gonna take a terrible list to a really, really competitive tournament, you're gonna have a bad time. If you're gonna take a really, really competitive list to a really fluffy tournament, you're also gonna have a bad time, because everyone's going to think you're a dick. So
really what you've got to do is, the player pack's important so that you can gauge exactly how beardy you need to be if you're 40k, and how much of a legend you need to be if it's AOS. Yeah, got it. Sweet.
Yeah, you need to shut up. You need to work out the cheese meter of the tournament that you're going,
I love it.
Going to.
Yeah. Oh, this is just a mild tasty. I'll leave my cheddar at home today.
This is a Swiss. Yes, this is nice.
Camembert. Okay.
Happy. Yeah. So get a rough idea of, after you choose your army and your force, kind of get a rough idea of what you need to do to get to there. So you're still a month out. So even though you're a month out, start painting your force. Work out what you want. Start by painting those key units that you know you're going to have to take. And if something changes, it's not going to be a big issue.
So what, like your HQs or your generals?
Like your battle lines, like your run-of-the-mill battle lines. You might be changing your generals or your heroes. I wouldn't start with heroes or elite choices.
So what do you suggest? Battle line units.
Yeah, so battle line units, or your core detachments, or your troop choices for playing 40k. So for my Tau, I would start painting my Fire Warriors or my Kroot. If I was playing Age of Sigmar, I'd be painting my Iron Warriors or my Marauders. So, and also part of the players pack, look at if your army needs to be painted. If you don't need to paint it and you don't care and you just want to roll dice, then don't worry about it. Don't worry about painting. Just go there and have a good time. But if you need to paint them to a tabletop standard, yeah, look, you can do your 3 colors in a wash. That looks great, but just
So what's your opinion on that then? So let's just say you go into CanCon, right?
Yep.
Do you think it's okay for you to take an army that's only half painted?
I don't know if you're allowed to take a half painted army to CanCon. I think it has to be tabletop standard, which is your 3 colors. And then people usually apply a wash on top of it. I don't think you actually allow bare plastic or undercoated models.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that. I reckon that's okay because people put in a lot of effort to get to these tournaments and stuff. Yeah,
which is totally fine. And actually, while we're on painting, I think Games Workshop, there's a big firestorm going over on the internet, basically about how people are. They're talking about how you have to paint your armies so you can't field like a whole bunch of units painted.
I'm pretty sure it differs though.
Yeah.
Because I'm pretty sure it's always been like that with 40k.
Yep.
Isn't it? Like you can't have blood angels and salamanders.
Well, it depends. It really
and they're all both painted blue. Like
it depends what tournament you've been to. I've been to local tournaments where a person's rocked up with a bunch of salamander armies, salamander space marines, which are green, and he's used the ultramarines rules for his army. So
see, I'd be like, fuck off. But if it was AOS, I'd be like, yeah, who cares?
Well, I only want to touch on this lightly, but basically, if a person's bringing an army, they have to identify what that unit is, where it's from, and the rules pertaining to it, and it has to be consistent throughout the entire tournament.
Okay.
So they can't. So unless it's in the rules, like in Chaos, where at the start of your game, you can decide what gods that they are aligning to. Then you can just do whatever with them. You can just do whatever. But if you're playing like Imperial Guard and you've got a Cadian force and you've got some Catachan units with them that are assault heavy, though they need to remain as that Catachan unit to be identified as the Catachan unit throughout the entire tournament. You can't get partway through and realize, it's like, there's a unit, there's an army that I'm versing that doesn't have anything to assault. I'm just going to say that they're Cadians, and so they get to reroll 1.
Yeah, see, I think it's different. I think in AOS, because Stormcast are the easiest ones to use as an example. Yeah. Actually, I think Vince and Tom covered this in Warhammer Weekly last week or this week. I don't think it really matters. Like, I think you can just have your Stormcast painted as your standard blue and gold, and then take them as whatever Brotherhood or fucking. Yeah. Like, I'm not sure if it matters with AOS.
Yeah.
Let us know what you think anyway, because it'd be interesting to find out everybody's opinion. As always.
I feel as long as you're not using, these sort of things to an advantage, like you're trying to take different things during different times to overbuff units. As long as you're not cheating, it's not really an issue.
So you mean I can't be like, that's kind of cool. So I can't be like, this is a Knight Venator because he's got wings.
Yeah, he can't be. No, as in like he can't be from whatever. So let's say I had a Chaos Lord. In one turn, I said he's Khorne. He's going to give this buff to this unit. But then the next turn, I say, no, he's actually Nurgle. He's going to give this buff to this unit. So, like, you can't do that. Like, that's ridiculous.
Oh, okay, that makes a bit of sense. Yeah.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
And the Castle Lord's blue, so
Yeah. All right.
As long as you're not trying to play for advantage, it's probably pretty good. All right, so we're still a month out. So look at your miniatures, start painting them, get your scheme up, work a way to paint it. You're a month out. I would not advise going more than if you need to paint more than 15 models in 30 days, I wouldn't advise it. That's if you've got like a consistent job that are all requirements that mean that you can't paint all day, every day. Even if you can paint all day, every day, 15 models in a month, that's a hell of a lot. Like, For an average painter, that's a lot to push out.
Yeah, I mean, geez, you've only had one model of mine for over a month and a half now, and that's still not finished.
Shut up, you hurricane. Stupid model. So fiddly. Whatever. Shut up. Yeah, painting. Yeah, right. So the next thing, you've done your thing. You've now got a notification that you are 2 weeks out from the tournament. Okay, so obviously you've been constantly looking at, you've been talking about, you've been looking at the meta, you've been discussing with your mates what to do. So revisit your list, go back and have a look. Right, so you're 2 weeks out, reread that players pack, see if anything's changed, make sure your list is compatible, make sure that it's either fluffy or competitive, whichever way you've wanted to go with this one.
Test out your list as well.
Take have a couple of games. Place. Yeah,
play it, and don't just have one list. Make 3, test them, and then pick the one that you definitely want to take as well. Yeah.
Yeah, like mass hammer that up.
Yeah, because you're not committed to that list yet, are you?
Yeah, so you're still 2 weeks out. You can still make changes.
Okay, cool.
You still it's not a big deal. You can have whatever you want, unless the tournament organizer has a deadline for your lists.
Okay.
That have to be submitted for rule reasons, or some other precondition of the tournament that you have to have your list submitted by X date before the tournament. You can have up to the night before. You could be frantically painting like 3 hours before the tournament and come up with a completely different list, and you can submit it, and that's fine. So unless there are restrictions requiring you to commit to a list, I wouldn't worry about it too much. And then once you've found a list that you enjoy playing with, I find that, we can go back to go check out our last podcast where we talk about what sort of hobbyist you are. If you're a really fluffy player who loves playing fluff wise, just do what you want. But if you're a person if you're our second type, the strategist, and you've been playing a lot with your army, just keep playing. Just really learn your army inside out. 2 weeks out, it's a great time to do it. Got a couple of weekends, you can smash out a couple of games with mates. Keep an eye on the meta if you're in the competitive sort of tournaments. Have a look at what the meta is like. As we were saying, if you don't have to submit the lists straight up, people will be changing their lists for like a month out from the tournament, just constantly swapping it out, changing the meta. Like the one that I'm going to prior until the drop for Astra Militarum, we didn't have a lot of guard players. Now I think there are going to be a lot of guard players because guard's really good. That's just a local meta being reflected.
Have you seen the book?
Yeah. I haven't read through it, but I've seen all the snippets that they've given through. I'll be having a look at it on Saturday just to see how good it is, because I'm a huge fan of the Catachans. I've got some miniatures that I painted up ages ago, and if I can find some cheap ones, I'll probably do some camo patterns on them, so that'll be really fun. Might do a tutorial on it.
Oh, snap.
Oh, yeah, do some tutorial camo. That's going to be pretty cool. Anyway, right, so 2 weeks out, look at the meta. Don't overload your desk. If you've gone to the point you're going, oh, shit, people are bringing this. I'm going to need to bring this to counter it. Like, sit down and think, like, am I going to be able to get this painted in time? Is it going to look all right? Am I going to be happy with it? Again, if you don't have to paint it, don't worry. Or if you have low standards for painting, by all means, go nuts.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's 2 weeks out. So the next section is 1 week out. Okay, again, reread that player's handbook. Okay, you're a week out now. You need to be on top of this stuff. Have a real close look at what the objectives are, if they've released missions, what the missions are. Start math hammering it, especially if you're competitive. Start checking out. Don't expect to be hungover on the day and win. It's a pretty big event. Make sure your painting is all completed. That's the big one. You're a week out. You need to have this stuff done, because there's nothing worse than painting miniatures the night before. I've done it and it's terrible. I did not enjoy it. Hopefully, with the limited amount of miniatures that I've got on my desk at the moment, I'll be able to smash them out and not have the same issue that I have nearly every other freaking tournament. Of me going, oh yeah, I might just add like object source lighting effect to my miniatures, and then like 3 hours later, it's just gotten out of hand.
You'd be all right, and you'd always get shit done on time if you didn't have a table full of my minis.
Yeah. Oh well, it's just like I just dump yours in a waste paper basket and then.
Oh, thanks, man. Appreciate
Yeah,
it.
it's just straight on the floor. It's like a meter drop. Don't worry, they bounce pretty well. Those Stormcasts are well built. Poor Ryan's having a nannerism.
I no comment.
Yeah. So that's a week out. Read that players pack, complete all your painting, get it done. Aim to be done a couple of days before the tournament, so you can sit down, look at your list, have a couple of games, make sure you keep on top of the meta. Ask your friends, ask people who are going to the tournament what they're bringing, what they're doing. I mean, like if you guys want to hang out afterwards, arrange that to happen. Make a cool day of it. Like tournaments are big. It's a couple of hours, and people have a really good time. Do we have any comments in the comments section at the moment?
We do.
Ooh,
We were
right.
just no, it's all related to previous stuff.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm cool with that. All right. So day before, this is the day that makes or breaks a person in the tournament. Right. So everyone has to remember that a tournament usually runs for a couple hours. You're playing anywhere between 3 to 6 games in a day. It's a huge amount. It's a lot of
For
mental
real?
computation. Yeah, man. You can have really big tournaments. Like this is just for day tournaments. Like we're not even looking at going into like the tournaments that go over a couple of days, like CanCon or Adepticon or any of those other huge, freaking crazy tournaments that over in the States. So on the day before, so this is the most important day. So all the stuff I've told you before, if you take nothing out of this podcast, take what I'm about to tell you, because the day before the tournament is the most important day. All right, so what you need to do is that you need to whip that players pack out. You need to see where the tournament is. A couple of things you need to make sure is that if you're driving, is there parking? Is it secure parking? Are you going to have to pay for your parking? If you're taking public transport, look at those bus times, look at those train times, look at any delays that are going to happen. There is nothing worse than rocking up to a train station and finding yourself waiting there as the tournament is starting, knowing that you're late because you forgot to read like extra Sunday delays for like an hour and your train missed 15 minutes before you get to the shop. So it's a big hassle. All right. Have a look at your requirements for what you can and can't bring. Are there shops around the location you're going to be at? Is there going to be food there? Does the ticket you bought, does it include any food that you're getting?
Yeah.
What does it give you? You're going to have to bring your own. Do you want to pack your own lunch? Do you have the funds to play the tournament and eat out while you're there? What's to eat out? Do you have any bizarre allergies that's going to end up you dying and losing the tournament anyway?
Jeez.
You gotta go. Don't worry about that last bit.
Excuse me, T.O. My opponent's he's in shock. I think he's got a peanut allergy.
Is it unsporting to let him die? I don't know. What was he playing?
Is that a major or a minor victory?
Is that a major or a minor victory? How many points do I get?
Yeah. Who keeps his minis?
Who keeps his minis? I just choking on the ground, dying. We're terrible people.
Yeah, we are, but we've come to terms with this and accepted it. Right?
We're okay with this. Right. So have a look at everything you're going to need. Whatever tournament system that you're going to be taking, make sure, like, pack all your basics, pack your dice, pack your tape measures, pack your minis. Don't forget your minis.
Don't forget your dice. I forget my dice every second club, and I've got to borrow somebody else's.
It's just weird. Dice, just so borrow someone's whole dice, and you have to roll with them, and they're just dirty.
Yeah, crappy mice from some kids' Snakes and Ladders game.
Yeah. Oh, we've all got them. We've all got those dice.
Oh, yeah, I've got a bag of them actually, right, like a foot away.
Right there.
They're the ones that make you use when you come over. I mean, what?
Yeah, whatever. Whatever. Bring your stuff. All right. So remember, because it's such a long event, it's an endurance event. So make sure after you've packed everything, you've worked out your travel plan, you've worked out the location and what you're going to be doing there, and you pack your food and you're good to go. Get a good night's sleep and hydrate. Okay. Like, don't go out and smash out alcohol with your mates or get into trouble. Like, there's nothing worse a tournament and you're not feeling 100%. It's not gonna do you any good. The the more sleep you have, the better you're feeling, the better you're going to do at the tournament. You're going to be able to make clearer decisions. You're going to be able to think clearer. If your opponent's made bad life decisions the night before, you're already one step up. They could have the best army on earth. If they're making poor decisions on the table, if you're on it, you're going to beat them. Like, if you're able to go there and fight an army and you lose, but you still get most of the objectives, like the primary, secondary, tertiary objectives that are in your player pack, you're going to come up pretty high on the ladder, and that looks great. So it's as much of a mental game as it is an actual game.
Yeah, and the other thing I noted as well recently with a lot of tournaments is that just going back to the painted minis thing, a lot of the time there is a point that you can earn just by making sure that you show up with an army that's painted tabletop. So based and painted is sometimes worth a point, which can go towards your overall score. So yeah, don't be that guy.
Yeah, like take a cool army, make it painted.
If you've got a tournament coming up and you know you're not going to have stuff painted, send us an email. I'll get Brinley to paint it for you.
No, don't do that.
I'll actually, you know what? I'll leave his personal mobile number in the comment section below, and you can call him yourself.
Oh man, I'm sticking your number on Craigslist after this. You're gonna get so many dirty calls.
Fuck, dude, it's already up there. I love those calls.
It's already up there.
It's the only way I get attention.
The only way everyone loves me.
Yeah.
I feel like we should include like Family Guy skits as we go through this. Just like,
because I have to be careful though, because I can't stand up. I'm not wearing any pants.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's a podcast. We don't really need pants.
Don't we? We could be. We could just be saying we're not. Now everyone's going to be wondering.
Everyone's going to be like, are they wearing pants or not?
But now, actually, you know what? Go and watch a whole bunch of casts and wonder, are they wearing pants?
Are they wearing pants?
I can honestly say it's never something I've actually wondered before, but if you're a caster and you're listening to this, leave a comment. Do you wear pants when casting? In Australia, it would be socially acceptable not to, because it's fucking hotter than Satan's balls.
It's pretty disgusting today. It's just hot and muggy.
It's the humidity, man. It's like 150% or some shit.
Anyway, we're getting sidetracked.
Yeah.
All right. So your day out is a mental game, as much as an actual game. Dress comfortable, okay?
So what are you talking, like beanie, headphones, loose t-shirt?
Yeah.
Shitty 5 o'clock shadow.
Wait, leave my 5 o'clock shadow alone. No, comfy shoes. That's a big one. Wear comfy shoes. You're going to be standing so much during that day. If you're going to be in heats of air conditioning, like seriously, take a jumper. Like there is nothing wrong with throwing on like a sneaky jumper in the middle of a game because you're freezing. Like if you're not cold, you're going to be feeling a lot better about playing. Stay hydrated during the day. Take those breaks and use them. But the day before, make sure you've got your food packed, your money organized, your miniatures are good to go all the night before. Like, so when you wake up in the morning, fresh and ready to absolutely like slaughter people.
Not in the literal sense, by the way.
Not in the literal sense, yeah. Don't do that.
Considering recent media activity on slaughters, that's
yeah, we can't. It's a bit early. But make sure everything's arranged. Make sure you're getting there good.
Yeah.
Dress comfortably. Stay hydrated. And stay off the V's. My God, like the amount of times I see people just smashing V's down at tournaments. I don't personally have anything against them, but that massive sugar rush and that caffeine rush, you'll be feeling great for a little bit, but like come like the third or fourth game, you're going to be crashing pretty hard.
Yeah. So what you need to do is work out a way to set up an intravenous drip, and just have a slow feed of caffeinated.
Just a constant flow. Yeah. Don't do it in one hit. Do a constant flow. It's perfectly fine for a constant flow.
Oh, gotcha. All right, cool.
Yeah, it's like meth. Don't do meth.
What have we become?
All right. Anyway, look, those are my tips for what I do coming up to a tournament. Okay, so we'll do a quick recap a month out. Okay, players handbook, read it, decide what army you're taking. All right, go through a rough idea of what the army you want, and then start painting those miniatures. 2 weeks out, right? You want to have a revise your list after you've had a look at the players pack. Right, have a look at the meta, see if it's still good. Don't overload your decks. If you need to change it up, stay within your limits. 1 week out, again, reread that player's pack. There's a pretty common theme here. And then complete all painting. Complete all painting a week out. That's read that pack and complete that painting. That's all you should be worrying about. And then the day before, pack everything. Make sure your travels are right. Make sure your money's okay. Dress comfortably. Stay hydrated. Get a wicked night's sleep, and you'll be good to go, and you'll find yourself enjoying your tournament so much more. And remember to have fun. Go in with an open mind. If you're taking a fluffy army, don't expect to win. If you're taking a competitive army, don't expect to win. You know, it's a dice game. It's literally the dice gods will decide what they want you to do. But if you can follow these simple tips, like you'll be having, it's a big difference. It's a difference between,
unless you're a Stormcast or fucking Imperial Guard player, in which case victory is almost certain.
Yeah, and then you're basically in it already, so you can just do whatever you want.
Yeah.
But you know, those are my tips. That's pretty much all I got. I'll be doing a interview while I'm at Kerr. I'll be taking some footage while we're at Kerr. We'll be able to show you how it goes. Speaking of tournaments, look, Games Workshop Mount Gravatt had a Tiny Hammer tournament. Big event, lots of people turned out. I just want to do a quick shout out to the top three. Let me just try and find them. Top three. That's not it.
See, now with your new camera, we can all see how poorly organized you are in full 1080p.
Full 1080p, all right. So
Thanks,
Matt. You're the best. All right. So Liam Ryan came first place. Good job, mate. Decent amount of points. And then we had Denise, and then Michael Edwards. First, second, and third in that order.
Do you know what armies they were?
I know Michael Edwards was running Elder, Yanari.
Are they the ones with the hover bikes that look like sex toys?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, yeah.
The sex toy hover bikes.
Yeah.
Just stick to your Age of Sigmar, old man.
Hey, come on, mate. At least my guys aren't cruising around on fucking plastic sex dildos, toys. But whatever.
Good old. But yeah, they were apparently they had a really cool day. It was a great event.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah, cool time. I love Tiny Hammer. Anyway, that's basically all I got. That's the feature article. Next week we're going to be actually playing in your first tournament, unless something more pressing comes up. I don't know. Did you want to add anything to?
I did. Okay, so tournaments. If you go into one, likelihood is the place that's doing that tournament has done one before. Sometimes it can be handy for you to go on to whatever community forum that you've got, or Facebook page or YouTube stuff like what we do, and look at previous tournaments. If you're unsure of a specifics like etiquette or something like that, it's usually available online with the community. And the Warhammer community, for the most part, is full of really good guys. So any information that you need to know is usually, if you can't get hold of the TO, is usually on a forum somewhere. Off the top of my head, the Grand Alliance is a forum that I would suggest that everybody jump on if you're AOS related. I can't help with the 40k stuff. That's your biz, bro. But yeah, definitely definitely do your research, and that just goes for anything really. with your lists, make sure that you do multiple lists, because it's always good to have options, and you never know when something might change or shit like that. So yeah, all of that coming from a complete noob. So
yeah, and don't cheat. Cheating's wrong.
Yeah, pretty bad.
Yeah, don't do that. But yeah, man, that is episode 5 of AUSHAMMER. We've made it this far, and I think
that's pretty good. It's only
probably keep
taken us
going.
an hour. Fucking hell.
Is it only an hour? That's pretty good.
Nah, it's been longer than that, dude. We ranted for like 45 minutes solid on events and shit like that. So
that's what we do. That's what we do. We provide material so people can paint. Big shout out to our subscribers. I think we hit 59 this morning. It's very exciting. Thanks for liking and subscribing our videos. We don't get anything from it other than like a warm, fuzzy feeling that people actually watch our show. Big shout out to the local Brisbane communities. As per usual, you guys doing an amazing job, as we can see with all the tournaments that are out there.
Yeah, definitely. Check out our other videos.
Yeah,
Brentley's got some tutorials that are out now. He's done how to do barbed wire, and then 2 other basing tutorials as well, I believe, which were really good. So watch them. Check out our list off episodes, which are competition using lists. Got some pretty awesome people involved in that as well. So there's a lot of stuff there for you to watch when you hobby. Check out our videos, like and subscribe to the channel, and that way every time we put out more of ourselves dribbling on for fucking ages, you can listen in as well.
Yeah, and to listen to Mac, which is always great. We've got a lot of content coming up. We've got a couple of already recorded tutorials that are going to be released, and I think we're looking at doing some bat reps maybe.
Definitely. However, bear with us on the bat reps. 2 things.
One, still got to work out how to do it.
My computer's broken, so I'm trying to get that fixed. I'm actually using my work laptop at the moment. Thanks, work. And 2, we're going to do it in a way that hasn't been done before. That's different. That's going to, I don't know, just give it a bit of flair, make it a little bit something different. So on the odd chance you lift your head from your paint table, you can see something cool. Yeah,
it's going to be really exciting. We're looking forward to doing new content. As always, we'll be doing AUSHAMMER every week, Monday night. Great way to finish a terrible, terrible day, which is Monday.
Shit, yeah.
But it's a lot better with AUSHAMMER, so we enjoy it.
Oh, that was fucking corny. But I'll allow it.
Yeah, I know, right? I think we're doing pretty good. Other than that, look, man, I can't think of anything else.
Dude, I'm good too.
That's it. All right, I'll take us out from all of us. For me, Ryan, here at AUSHAMMER, thank you for listening. Like and subscribe. Check out our videos. Get involved in your local community. It's been great having you. Big shout out to all those people who get in contact with us and give us information for the show. We absolutely love it. Thanks for your pictures, guys. Thanks for watching, anyone who's been in that live chat. Love you all. We'll catch you later.
Bye.